on the subject of the weird photos of, the AI photos of the princess version of me. She's not a princess. She's a duchess at best. Jake, he was asking you and me if we had any photos of ourselves when we were little girls in the kitchen, and not surprisingly, we didn't. And
I knew you wouldn't either.
No, of course we were never in the kitchen.
Like, do you have little pictures of you cooking as a kid? I was like, are you kidding me?
First of all, I grew up in the 70s. There are no pictures, and I was the third kid. There are no pictures of me. There was zero interest in me. Mm-hmm. But honestly, I was not an attractive child, so it's fine. It worked out. No, swear, I'll prove it to you.
Okay.
But Jake ran our actual, like our present day photos through this AI generator that was making these photos. And let me tell you something, Maureen, it doesn't work like that, okay? Let's start with the one of Maureen and put it on the board. See what AI came up with.
I look like an 80-year-old. Like, I look like I have a form of dwarfism.
Yes. Oh, it's nothing compared to what you're about to see, but stand by. Let's just keep it on this one for a second. It's like a Maureen, it is an adult picture of Maureen's face and Maureen's kind of hair on like a little body. It's been just shrunk. It's like been miniaturized.
I've been miniaturized.
Right. You look like a magical, mythical creature.
Not so much a Keebler elf.
Not like like elfin.
I do.
Okay, but now I definitely look like a little person. Look at the one they came up with for me. Ew.
Oh my God.
Ew.
Oh my God.
Ew.
But this would be you at that would be me at maybe 2. This would be you, I feel like at 6 maybe.
It's me with my current hair and my current face, but smaller in like a little person's body. Something about this is incredibly disturbing and creepy and the kind of thing that you'll have nightmares over.
I love this. I love that it's very Meghan Markle with your hair falling right into the food that you're creating.
That's right. Yeah, perfect. Oh, that's the other thing. And do you know, I found this out later, that in a real kitchen, chefs are not allowed to wear any makeup.
Really? I didn't know that.
Of course, the hair has to be back.
Right.
And they're not allowed to wear any makeup. So it's like all this stuff she's doing with like her big lashes and on their lip gloss. It's like, okay, you might want to be careful before you touch that much food and hover over the pot and the pan. And what was the other thing about how he shot it? I lost it. Anyway, the whole thing, Maureen, was so much fun. It was very cathartic.
It was very cathartic.
She's so easy to parody. Let's put it that way. I don't think it's exactly excoriating. There's some healthy mocking, but let's face it, she deserves it.
She deserves it. And I think the real loss is really only going to be Meghan Markle's, because as we've discussed before, she has zero sense of humor.
Yeah.
And if she could laugh at herself at all, she might really, really see the humor in that. And especially the interpersonal dynamics that she has with her great friends who come over. So the line that killed me was when I asked you about your mini brainstorms of decanting and repackaging in multiple plastic containers. And you said, and I'm guessing you add that, like, in the next wave of our friendship, I'll try to explain it to you. Like, you could unpack the microaggressions in that one statement for days. There were so many things that were just flying by my head.
And how about you? And you're like, yes, that's what our friendship's always been about, me asking you lots of questions about yourself. You really seem to come alive when you talk about yourself. And it's like,
oh my God.
In some of the other clips, who I'm sure we'll get to, it's Maureen, anytime she tries to say anything about herself, I talk
Megyn
over
just
her.
cuts me right off. She was really good at asking me a barbed question. Like an insult, right? Oh, I love you. I know all your weak spots. Let me go right here. And then I try to answer in a way that will like recover some dignity. And you just cut me right off. On to your next,
back to you. I'm sure everyone is more interested in me. That's pretty much how she feels.
Yeah, of course. She's fascinating.
Oh, this just in. We've been renewed for a second season.
You're kidding me.
We've been renewed.
Oh my God. Well, of course, we're so great, right?
People have spoken.
You're great. I'm all right. But look, you listen, it's your show. So,
When you're a founder, good things just keep finding you.
There is so much truth in that basic aphorism. I never realized.
All right, we're not leaving her quite yet, because she's, in addition to this show, launched another podcast about founders. What else? Founders.
Okay, I've been dying to talk to you about this because I was commuting on the train and listening to episode 1.
Okay,
so
I think I did too.
Again, you're always overachieving. Probably rubbing it in my face.
I mean,
no, even listening. Like, even when we were talking about the Netflix show, I said, I watched these following episodes. There were 3 in total. You go, I did 4. Okay, Megyn. Okay, great.
You got to commit when it comes to this woman. You're going to fall behind.
I know. I'm doing my best. It's that mountain gets harder to climb every time.
It's painstaking.
That first episode struck me. Okay, she's got the founder of Bumble on.
Okay.
Yeah. Now, I would never have been able to tell you her name.
No, still can't.
Right. So, like, again, where's the Gwyneths of the world, right? Where are the real starry founders? This entire episode, it was like it was like watching a toothless child try to eat some oatmeal. It was just like conversations about intentionality, making space, giving oneself permission to love oneself. Like, tell me how any of this is applicable to building an actual business.
Yeah, no, it's all her weird, like, self-help talk. We're getting at some of that in our little bit. But if you listen, to this podcast, like the earlier one, it's all like she's overly therapized. She's classic, like this younger generation that has spent too much time online trying to explore themselves. Mm-hmm. And she said something to the woman I heard in episode 2 who did Girls Who Code. Yeah, I don't know, whatever. And the reason, of course, she's on is because apparently Meghan Markle put some money toward that company. And so this was a chance for this woman to be like, you're so amazing.
Oh my God.
You invested in me. You support people. It was completely just a setup for that.
Well, so the Whitney, the Bumble woman episode was notable for a couple of things, but one was, so Whitney goes to Megyn, do you mind if I tell the story about you? The Ireland story. Can I tell that story? Like, it's this really private, sacred piece of information. Megyn goes, oh yeah, of course you can tell that story. So they had just met. And by the way they met was like Megyn invited her and her husband over for a New Year's Eve party, which is really like how you get to like forge, some intimate bonding when you're having people over for a huge holiday party, whatever. She goes, okay, so I'm in the airport in Ireland and I go into, one of those, like, what do you call them? Like a newsstand? She literally said this.
What?
Like a Hudson News, there. Okay, so I'm in there and I'm looking at the racks and you are on the cover of every single magazine. Lord. And I said to myself, how does this woman deal with all of this attention? Oh my God. How does she manage it? And it was just like, Megyn was just like, I know.
She was eating it up.
Thank you. I know. It's so hard. It's so hard.
That's what her show is about, really. It's all secretly a cover for her. The Netflix show that we just parodied, this podcast, like she was talking to this woman of Girls Who Code. And of course, the woman referenced 10 times being a woman of color, how hard it is. I mean, she's an Indian. So like, not for nothing. Like they're not exactly oppressed. They're like at the top of the echelon in income and academic achievement. Okay, fine. Nothing against Indians. I'm just saying, like, you're not really high on the oppression scale. So
Right.
Just stop. And Megan's like, she said something like, and that cut deep. And Megan's like, yes, were you cut or were you cut open?
She did not say that.
Yes.
So it was her
Oprah. Opens you to more experiences, Maureen. That's a new way. That's why founders get ahead, because they look at life's crises in that manner.
The other thing I loved, she talked about being consumed with her packaging, which is someone who got the packaging, the items. It's really cheap stuff. We
have some of this. Wait, they cut this. Yes, we did. We played it once before that my team is telling me, but it's still good. Let's play it. It's Hot 33.
Let's be honest. Launching a business, it can be so overwhelming. Even with the best of teams, it'll keep you up at night. For example, a month ago, I was absolutely consumed with packaging. Boxes. That's all I could think about. And I would sit there doing the unboxing in my head. Is there tissue paper? What about the packing peanuts? But they're biodegradable. And where does the sticker go? And hold on, and what size the box is going to be? And no, that's not going to fit all the SKUs. Oh my gosh. And then someone says, but you don't want to brand the outside of the box because of porch pirates. Had never heard that before. What's a porch pirate? And then I'm sitting there and I'm like, does any of this actually matter? Of course it matters. It matters at the beginning, but how much does it matter?
Oh my God, what twaddle.
She's never heard of a porch pirate. She's never seen any of those videos that go viral of people stealing. Okay, fine, whatever. Also, I can tell you there's a million, there are not a million, but there are significant mistakes on the packaging, Miss Perfectionist.
Yeah, because you ordered the goods. You
Yeah.
referenced that earlier. You actually went to the website and ordered my special jam.
Well, someone did.
Right,
As Megyn would say.
Yeah.
I'm not doing that. Someone else did it.
Someone
did it. But so she's talking about her perfectionism and her struggles. And does any of this matter? Existentially, I can say it does not matter.
We're here for you.
Exactly. So the Bumble woman tells Megyn, she reassures her by saying, listen, the most important thing is, did you give it your all?
Oh, God.
It doesn't matter if you succeed or fail, but did you give it your all?
Oh.
To which I say, it does matter.
No, it
if
matters.
you succeed or fail. That's actually the entire point of this enterprise,
Right.
because nobody wants to lose money on their investments. You can't take another ding to your brand. Sorry.
Is that what you're going to tell your producer on your show? Like, we don't really care about success. Just try. Just
Right.
trying hard.
Just try hard. And to me, it's this sort of like post-COVID Gen Z general philosophy in life, which is like, well, I tried hard.
Yeah.
The outcome doesn't really matter. Did
Right.
I give it my all?
What matters
Yeah.
is how I feel,
Exactly.
not really how I did.
Exactly.
Here's one that you are going to love. This is from episode 2, when she confesses the secret of every successful woman. Here it is.
We're going to talk about what's behind every successful woman. What's behind every successful woman is self-awareness. There comes a point where each of these women on their journeys has such a tremendous sense of self-awareness and the desire to dig deeper that is unflappable.
Self-awareness from this one?
It's almost like she's talking to herself about her, but because she doesn't know herself, she has no idea that she doesn't have self-awareness. I think she thinks of these things as like items you almost pluck from a shelf. Well, I need some intentionality today. I need some authenticity today. I need some self-awareness today. What's behind every founder is such an odd question. It's like, what's inside every founder, right? What is the thing that they feel they have to create or express, right? What's behind this female founder? It's so easy. It's a beta royal.
Yeah.
That's what's behind this female founder. That's what's propelling her forward.
Truly, this is what's true about her and her business. They only have a nickel between them because he's a royal. That's it. She was doing fine as a D-list actress on Suits. You know, she could pay her bills. I'm sure she could pay her monthly rent in Toronto. Fine. But she was not living in Montecito with the mountain views and the huge mansion and the garden the size of Madison Square Garden.
Right.
The reason they got that money from Netflix and Spotify is because he is the grandson of the queen and son of the king. Period. But she wants us to listen to her like she's a founder.
Right.
Because she took all that money and launched her stupid ass lifestyle brand with jam.
With jam that is inedible, truly, and it's when you open the jar, it's like there's no center to it, which I think is like it's the personification of the Meghan Markle brand. Like there's no
in the middle.
center, exactly, empty in the middle, nothing holding everything together. It's just sort of is
There's
like
nothing in the middle of the jam jar?
well, like I mean, like a kind of like scent, like something that keeps the jelly gelled, right?
Really?
Like you don't. It would be like me spilling a bit of this water. It's that runny. It's that disgusting. So it's like,
And the packaging you were showing me is very cheap.
it's extremely cheap. And and by the way, we're never supposed to see the children or talk about the children, but we do talk about the children on the packaging.
Oh, is that right?
Yes, we do. We talk about
That's
the
why
children.
you're not allowed to talk about them elsewhere. We have to save it for the branding.
We have to save it for the branding. And she talks about what she loves to do with her children, which is, I don't even think this woman sees her children. How much time do you think it took her to shoot those episodes?
Oh, I mean, a long time for her.
Yeah.
A long time. She didn't bang that out in 4 hours like we did.
No way. No way. Because she also, again, she can't talk to anybody. She
No.
can't. It's all so stilted.
And everything has to be perfect.
Yes.
You can see, she gets upset when like we were playing off of it, but when like Daniel tasted the food and it was not time to taste the food. And
Right.
he cut his finger. It was like, She doesn't like when things go wrong. This is why she's such a bully. And this is why I was trying to overplay like how important friendship is, because we all know that her reputation is that she bullies women. No one who spends time with her can stand her. And the only people she's getting on this podcast are people who kind of owe her one because she used some of her royal money to seed their business so she could call herself altogether a founder. Here's one more where she's talking about her favorite title. SOT 31.
Title of mom. Just like me. Favorite title. Love it. I love being a mom. Oh my gosh, I love being a mom so much. It's my favorite thing. It is the thing where you're like, oh my gosh, I just need a break. I just need a minute. I just need a minute. And the second that you step in the other room, you go, oh, but
where are they?
Okay. Let me scroll through pictures of them endlessly on my phone. And then my husband's like, my love, can you just give yourself a minute? Why don't you go work out? Why don't you go take a bath? I'm like, I know, but I just want to cuddle it's the parenting paradigm where it is so full on, and I wouldn't trade it for anything.
Oh my God, that is nauseating. I don't believe her, first of all.
I don't believe her either. What mother do you know who talks like that? I mean, you're a mom. You're telling me you have 3 kids that when they were little, you were like, oh yeah, please just be all over me every minute of the day.
And then when they left the room, I immediately had to go to my photo app and look at photos of them until Doug came in. Right. My love, please go take a bath.
There's a specific kind of audacity that only exists at the intersection of wealth, victimhood, and an unchecked PR machine. And Meghan Markle has built an entire second career out of living there. But this podcast? This takes it to a completely different level. Let's be honest about what's actually happening here. Meghan Markle did not wake up one morning deeply passionate about female entrepreneurship. She woke up needing a narrative reset. After the Netflix deal underdelivered. After the Spotify deal collapsed mid-contract. After archetypes faded into irrelevance faster than most people can name a single episode, she needed a new identity. So now she's a founder. Not an actress. Not a duchess. Not a podcaster. A founder. And that word choice is doing a lot of heavy lifting because founder carries weight. It signals vision, sacrifice, risk, building something from nothing. But here's the uncomfortable truth. Meghan Markle has never built anything from nothing. She inherited a global platform from a 1,000-year-old monarchy, leveraged it for a Netflix deal, and is now using the cultural cachet of female entrepreneurship to relaunch herself as something the market will actually buy. That's not founding. That's rebranding. The framing of this podcast as a celebration of female founders sounds inspiring on paper. But watch what actually happens in each episode. The guests don't drive the conversation. Megyn does. Every interview becomes a mirror. Every story of struggle gets reflected back through Megyn's own narrative of resilience. Every founder's breakthrough somehow rhymes with what Megyn herself has supposedly endured. It's a masterclass in what psychologists call conversational narcissism, the pattern of redirecting every topic back to yourself while making it feel like generosity. She isn't interviewing these women. She's using them as supporting characters in her own comeback story. And the female founders participating? They deserve better than that. Their stories, the real ones, built through actual risk, actual failure, actual sleepless nights without palace staff, are being borrowed as aesthetic credibility for someone who has never once had to worry about making payroll. What makes this genuinely fascinating from a cultural standpoint is the scale of the blind spot. Most public figures, when they've had back-to-back professional failures, do one of 2 things. They either retreat and recalibrate, or they go quiet and let results speak. Megyn does neither. She escalates. Each new project arrives with the same breathless sincerity, the same soft-focused language about authenticity and vulnerability, and giving women a seat at the table. And each time, the audience is supposed to forget the last project ever existed. That's not resilience. That's a complete inability to receive feedback from reality. The market already told her once with Spotify. The audience told her with Netflix. At some point, doubling down isn't bravery, it's a refusal to listen. Here's where I'll be direct. The issue isn't Meghan Markle specifically. The issue is the entire ecosystem that keeps funding this. Somewhere, someone greenlit this podcast. Someone signed the contracts. Someone at a media company looked at the data, the collapsed Spotify deal, the audience numbers, the cultural fatigue, and said, yes, let's do another one. Why? Because Meghan Markle is still a controversy engine. And controversy in the attention economy is more valuable than quality. Every critical article, every segment like this one, every comment section argument, it all feeds the machine. She may not be building a podcast empire, but she is inadvertently building something, a perpetual outrage cycle that keeps her relevant regardless of whether anyone actually likes the product. That's a kind of founding, I suppose. Just not the kind she's advertising. So here's the question I want to leave you with, and I want you to sit with this one. At what point does the media, including critics, including commentary shows, including every outlet that covers her, become complicit in the very thing they're criticizing? Because every time we talk about Meghan Markle's latest project, we're doing exactly what her PR team needs us to do. Maybe the most radical response to the Meghan Markle podcast is silence. But we can't seem to stop. And she's counting on that. Drop your thoughts below. Is the media more responsible for Meghan staying power than Meghan herself?